Now, what's interesting about Socrates' discussion with Crito and the argument he's going to formulate is the argument for his not leaving Athens is going to be based on the fact that civil disobedience is absolutely impermissible. Now, where do we hear about civil disobedience? Well, certainly in the case of the civil rights movement in the 1960s in the United States, Martin Luther King advocates nonviolent protest, but part of it is to do things that have been outlawed and ultimately get arrested and go to jail. And to some extent following Socrates' model, that is, going through with what happens, although Socrates' conclusion is slightly different than Martin Luther King's, because Socrates' conclusion is that civil disobedience is morally impermissible. But let's see how Socrates' argument proceeds, and let's see the connection between civil disobedience and Socrates' situation. So remember, Socrates continually, repeatedly endorses simple claim. What? One must always do what is just. It's not because that's what you desire. It's not like the Sophists say that's because you what you believe. It's not because that's going to give you the most pleasure. It doesn't depend on your perceptions at all. This is an absolute principle. One morally must always do what is just, what is required by morality. And the argument of the Crito seems to be implying ultimately that civil disobedience is never justifiable. That is, the conclusion of the argument is it is always wrong to act in a way that's not obeying, in violation of the civil law where you are.